and welcome to St. Lucia Magazine, your weekly roundup of the nation's top stories in education, the economy, infrastructure, agriculture, and more. I am your host, Kishma Serie. In this edition, St. Lucia has secured US $20 million from Taiwan as a loan to boost affordable housing and infrastructure. And an update on the new halls of justice. To begin this recap, the government of St. Lucia has secured US $20 million from Taiwan's Exim Bank to expand affordable housing and to strengthen community infrastructure. The government of St. Lucia has received approval for a loan facility of US $20 million from the Export-Import Bank of the Republic of China, Taiwan, to expand access to affordable housing and strengthen essential community infrastructure. The facility will help low to medium income St. Lucians build or improve their homes, while financing housing infrastructure, such as solar PVC systems, drainage upgrades, and water storage tanks, ensuring that new developments are modern, climate resilient, and sustainable. I
announced in the budget that there was a housing initiative with the Taiwanese government for $20 million to be injected into housing. I want to inform members of the press that we've completed that arrangement, and there was concern about the spread of the interest rates, and we have completed that arrangement, and I can tell you that we've agreed on the terms and conditions of the loan from the Taiwanese government to the St. Lucia Development Bank, and the next step is the agreement to be finalized. All the terms and conditions have been negotiated, and I'm very pleased to tell you that very soon the prospective homeowners of St. Lucia will have access to $20 million US into on lending from the St. Lucia Development Bank.
The US $20 million facility builds on a series of major housing initiatives already underway, including a $54 million housing loan facility that provides eligible public servants with 100% loan financing and a stamp duty waiver on the first $400,000 of residential loans. A $10 million national housing project to upgrade community housing infrastructure. The removal of VAT on selected building materials to lower construction and renovation costs, the Talvern Housing Development Project, and the CIP-funded developments at Rock Hall and Belvedere, now under construction.
We hope that public servants will take advantage of this initiative. As you know, we have already allowed $400,000 of any mortgage that's $400,000 or less. There'll be no stamp duty, plus the fact that we've removed VAT on building materials to create an incentive for housing. So that $20 million injection, plus what's happening in the private sector, in the banking sector as far as housing is concerned, I'm sure that the housing boom that is in St. Lucia now will continue in the foreseeable future.
These affordable housing initiatives aim to address the long-standing challenges in the housing sector, from barriers to financing and the shortage of affordable homes, to the need for more climate-resilient housing and meaningful tax relief. For the Government Information Service, I am Kishma Serie. The government of St. Lucia and the Catholic Church have agreed on the new halls of justice design that addresses concerns and adds major green space to Castries. Claudia Monlouis tells us more.
The government of St. Lucia and the Catholic Church have reached an amicable agreement on the redesigned concept for the Halls of Justice project. The new design follows careful review of the initial architectural plans to take into account concerns raised by the Catholic Church, whose property is located on Mircourt Street near the Halls of Justice construction site. In a recent October 31st update via a press conference, Engineer John Peters noted that the redesign balances the functional needs of the justice system with the preservation of the surrounding environment.
The government, after a series of discussions, decided that it may be prudent to move the structure across to the lands that were previously owned by the Judah family. That was done, and we had to do a total redesign of the project, which was more or less completed in terms of its conceptualization in January of this year. And now what we have is a building of 6 stories or 6 floors, where we have all of the criminal courts on the old education building, all of the commercial courts, the family courts, the civil courts are on this side where the Judah lands were. That building will also house the judges and the magistrates and the civil registry. And then what will happen is that the judges will be crossing over through a series of bridges over Westall Street to get to the various criminal courts that are all situated on the old education building site.
Not overlooking the importance of harmonizing the built infrastructure with nature, Mr. Peters noted that the design change will now facilitate an impressive public park, bringing with it a significant upgrade to the aesthetic appeal of the city.
And this particular site now evolves into one of in fact, the largest green space that will exist in Castries at the end of it, which will be, I think, maybe a little bit larger than the Derek Walcott Square. So this entire area, the intent is to allow this now to become a central green space.
The Build, Own, Lease and Transfer or BOLT initiative is projected for completion in 2028, marking a major milestone in St. Lucia's judicial infrastructure development. For Government Notebook, I am Claudia Monlouis.
Still to come, Bordelais Correctional Facility opens up a new compost house. Stay with us.
Are you registered to vote? Do you have an ID card? The registration drive of the Electoral Department continues at its sub-offices located in Dennery North, Charlie's Rooftop Building on the Richford Highway, Church Street, Soufrière, in the building next to Wasco. Opening hours for the centers 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The public is asked to take advantage of our mobile registration services at Morshy Human Resource Center and Grosley in August, Micoud North and South in September, which will be available weekdays, Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Welcome back. The Taiwan Technical Mission has opened a new compost house at the Bordelais Correctional Facility to boost sustainability, to reduce food waste, and to enhance food security through improved agricultural practices. Zarek Felix has the details.
The Taiwan Technical Mission has taken a major step towards sustainability and agricultural innovation with the official opening of a newly constructed compost house at the Bordelais Correctional Facility. The initiative forms part of the second phase of the ongoing project, enhancing the efficiency of production distribution supply chain of fruits and vegetables aimed at reducing food wastage, promoting sustainable practices, and improving food security within the facility. Through the introduction of the compost house, the Bordelais Correctional Facility can now convert organic food waste into nutrients-rich compost, providing a valuable resource to improve soil health and enhance crop yields on the facility's farm. This development is expected to strengthen the institution's self-sufficiency while contributing to broader national goals of waste reduction and environmental sustainability. Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan, to St. Lucia, Her Excellency Nicole Su reaffirmed her commitment to supporting initiatives of this nature, which seeks to foster practical skills development, encourage innovation, and enhance capacity and resilience within St. Lucia's agricultural sector.
It's my great pleasure to join you today for the opening of the compost shed. This event is part of our continued collaboration on capacity building by sharing practical skills, promoting sustainable practices, and supporting recovery efforts. Over the past 2 years, our Taiwan Technical Mission has been working with the facility to provide vocational training for the residents. Last year, we organized a soap making workshops, sharing the know-how, material, and equipment so that participants can produce soap right here at the facility independently. These initiatives not only equipped the residents with practical skills, but also foster creativity, self-reliance, and confidence. This year, we are very happy to support the introduction of the small-scale compost system through organizing this workshop and setting up the compost shed.
Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development, Honorable Alfred Prosper, emphasized the importance of the newly constructed compost house, noting its significant contribution to enhance food security within the facility.
But today is a very, very important day for me, because every time I have to speak and to make remarks in something or related to something that will contribute to food security, I'm always excited. And here we are today, again from the 7 Crops program, sponsored by the Taiwanese government and the Taiwanese mission, in a tune of 10 million EC dollars, commencing 2022, ending in 2026. And that contribution, I must say, has done wonders to the agricultural sector in areas of training, in areas of farm support in terms of inputs, and a range of other support that we give to our farmers.
The opening ceremony underscored the government's continued commitment to advancing food security, waste reduction, and agricultural innovation through collaboration and capacity building. From the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development, I'm Zarek Felix reporting.
Travel through St. Lucia's airports is set to become faster and more secure with the launch of the new automated passport control kiosks. The initiative, led by the OECS Commission in collaboration with the government of St. Lucia, aims to modernize border management and to enhance the travel experience for visitors and citizens alike. Claudia Monlouis has the details.
In a landmark step towards streamlining travel and strengthening border security, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States OECS Commission and the government of St. Lucia jointly unveiled new automated passport control kiosks at the UNORA International Airport in Vieux-Fort. Automated passport control kiosks will also be introduced at the George F.L. Charles Airport in Castries. Director General of the OECS, Dr. Didicus Jules, said the initiative demonstrates a shared commitment to ensuring that border management is modern, efficient, and provides a welcoming travel experience.
Tourism becomes more competitive. Travelers expect not only beautiful destinations, but also efficient, hassle-free, and secure entry experiences. That is why the OECS Commission, together with the EU and our member states, is investing in the automation of our ports of entry to make travel through our region faster, simpler, and safer.
The new self-service kiosks represent a significant advancement in St. Lucia's border management infrastructure, designed to reduce congestion and improve processing efficiency at the nation's 2 airports. By automating parts of the arrival and departure process, the technology allows travelers to complete key steps of passport verification quickly and securely, freeing border officers to focus on higher priority tasks. Minister for Home Affairs, Crime Prevention and Persons with Disabilities, Honorable Jeremiah Norbert, highlighted that processing time will now drop to under 1 minute, an improvement that will result in a substantial decrease in wait times and an overall smoother experience for travelers.
To sustain the global competitiveness of our tourism sector and to continue addressing border security issues frontally, a close examination of our border management systems and procedures is necessary. The existence of an efficient and effective system is critical to ensure that High-risk passengers are denied entry into our country, and that legitimate passengers, visitors, citizens, and OECS and CARICOM nationals are processed seamlessly upon entry and exit into our country.
The OECS Commission and the government of St. Lucia have reaffirmed their commitment to advancing regional integration through practical, technology-driven solutions that strengthen border resilience while enhancing service delivery. This collaborative effort marks a step forward in making regional travel not only safer, but also smarter and more seamless.
The Ministry of Health is urging parents and schools to be on alert following an increase in hand, foot, and mouth disease cases among young children. Health officials say that the viral infection, which mainly affects those under 5, has been reported in several preschools and kindergartens across the island. We'll listen to a statement by the Acting Medical Surveillance Officer, Jasmine Daniel.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs is aware of a rising number of reported cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease in some preschools and kindergartens across the island. We are working closely with these institutions to address the situation and to ensure the safety and well-being of children, staff, and their families. Hand, foot, and mouth disease is a highly contagious viral infection primarily affecting young children, particularly those under the age of 5 years. It is caused by viruses from the enterovirus family, most commonly the Coxsackie virus. The disease is typically mild, but can cause discomfort and inconvenience for affected children and their caregivers. The key symptoms of hand, foot, and mouth disease include fever, sore throat, fatigue and general malaise, painful red spots or sores in the mouth, on the tongue, and inside the cheeks. Rash or red spots on the palms of the hands, soles of the feet, and sometimes the buttocks, and loss of appetite. Symptoms usually appear 3 to 6 days after exposure to the virus and can last 7 to 10 days. While most children recover without medical complications, parents and guardians should be vigilant about these symptoms. Children under 5 years old are the most susceptible to hand, foot, and mouth disease because their immune systems are still developing. The close contact in settings like preschools and kindergartens, where children frequently share toys, utensils, and spaces, creates an environment where viruses can easily spread. Additionally, young children are more likely to put their hands and objects into their mouths, increasing the risk of infection. Though hand, foot, and mouth disease is typically mild, in rare cases, complications can arise. These complications may include dehydration, especially if painful mouth sores prevent drinking of fluids, viral meningitis, an inflammation of the membranes surrounding the brain and spinal cord, and encephalitis, a more serious brain infection. It is crucial to monitor children closely and seek medical advice if symptoms worsen or if the child shows signs of severe illness, such as persistent high fever or unusual drowsiness. There is no specific treatment for hand, foot, and mouth disease. However, supportive care can help relieve symptoms and keep the child comfortable. This includes offering plenty of fluids to prevent dehydration, providing over-the-counter pain relievers or fever reducers such as ibuprofen or paracetamol, and ensuring adequate rest and avoiding spicy or acidic foods that may irritate mouth sores. The most effective way to prevent the spread of hand, foot, and mouth disease is through good hygiene practices. We urge all schools, parents, and caregivers to implement the following measures. 1. Hand washing. Ensure that children and staff wash their hands frequently with soap and water, especially after using the bathroom, changing diapers, or handling food. 2. Cleaning and disinfecting. Schools should regularly clean and disinfect surfaces and objects that are commonly touched, such as toys, door handles, and tables. 3. Isolation of affected children. Children with symptoms of hand, foot, and mouth disease should be kept at home until they are no longer contagious, usually about 7 to 10 days. 4. Coughing and sneezing etiquette. Teach children to cover their mouths and noses when coughing or sneezing, using a tissue or the elbow, and to dispose of tissues properly. The Ministry of Health remains vigilant and encourages the public to remain informed and to continue practicing good hygiene. If you suspect your child has hand, foot, and mouth disease, or if they develop concerning symptoms, please consult your healthcare provider. The Ministry of Health will continue to provide updates to the public on this situation.
Coming up next, celebrations for Accountants Week 2025.
I find it's a good program for us seniors not to travel to town to get the test done. Secondly, from not knowing where we are going to get the money to go and have the test done, and the test must be done. So I'm saying now we will be able to take as many tests as we want, free of charge in our own community. I'm encouraging the young people to use the program. Don't say you're too young, you don't have the disease, you don't have the sickness. Do your checking first, because diseases does not come through ages. Anyone can have it. People, if we can do the vetting, we can do the testing. Let's embrace the program and say thank you to Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. Accountants across the Eastern Caribbean will come together next week to celebrate Accountants Week 2025 under the theme, The Evolving Role of Finance Professionals. The week of activities, organized by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of the Eastern Caribbean, aims to showcase how the profession is adapting to technological change while remaining vital to economic growth and business strategy. Glenn Simon tells us more.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants of the Eastern Caribbean, ICAAC, will celebrate Accountants Week 2025 from November 8th to 15th under the theme, The Evolving Role of Finance Professionals. The week's activities are designed to raise awareness of the accounting profession and highlight its growing relevance in today's dynamic financial landscape. President of the Institute, Andrea St. Rose, noted that Accountants Week provides an opportunity to highlight the vital role chartered accountants play in driving economic development, while also encouraging greater public engagement with the profession. She also underscored the need to attract more young men to pursue careers in accounting.
Once upon a time, the accounting profession was dominated by men. In today's world, we find that the men have disappeared and the women tend to be the ones, leading in the profession. And so we also want to take this opportunity to engage in the aspiring young men that would like to pursue a designation as a professional accountant, because we are very concerned that they are almost like protected species when it comes to our profession.
St. Rose highlighted the growing influence of artificial intelligence, emphasizing that while it can automate tasks, it cannot replace the analytical and strategic expertise of professional accountants.
No longer would we be used to prepare financial statements or spreadsheets. I see the day is going to come where AI would be presenting you with all that information based on the data that is fed into your AI technology. Our new role would be one of analyzing that data that is presented to us, large data, to analyze it in a concise format that we can use to communicate with those in decision-making positions towards helping your business thrive.
This year's theme highlights how accountants are transitioning from traditional storekeepers to strategic partners who drive business success. The week's activities will feature international experts and interactive sessions designed to equip participants with practical tools for navigating the future of finance. Suan Chalry Payne, Vice President of ICAAC St. Lucia Branch, shared more on the upcoming events.
Yes, we are super excited about our activities that we'll be putting on commencing Saturday, October 8th to Saturday, October 15th. While it will be hosted across the islands of Antigua Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, Grenada, well, of course, and St. Lucia, each island would have their own calendar of events which persons can access on the Facebook page of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of the Eastern Caribbean.
Highlights of the week's activities include a Health and Wellness Day, a church service, and a media day featuring a regional address by ICAAC President Andrea St. Rose, as well as student outreach sessions at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College and UWI Open Campus with guidance from an ACCA expert tutor.
Wednesday and Thursday, we have our business conference hosted virtually from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., open to everyone, not just accountants, but we encourage, particularly this year, HR professionals because of one of our internationally recognized speakers who would be on board.
The week will conclude with a social media photo competition, followed by a cocktail and awards ceremony featuring a live performance by acclaimed St. Lucian musician Barbara Cadet. Glenn Simon reporting.
WASCO is moving ahead with major upgrades to the Monrepo water system, reaffirming its commitment to transparency and community engagement. The US $2.1 million project aims to boost water production and reliability for residents. We have more in this report.
Following a second round of community consultations, WASCO has reaffirmed its commitment to transparency and collaboration. Residents shared valuable feedback, and the company is working to incorporate those insights into the next phase of development. Despite some unanticipated delays, work on both the pump station near the intake and the treatment plant facilities are progressing, according to WASCO's project manager, Maurice Norville.
Since the project has commenced, we saw the need to come back and provide the residents with updates on the status of the project. Currently, we're approximately 50% complete on the civil works components of the treatment plant sites, and we've commenced the site clearance works for the pump house. The intake location has been cleared and the river diversion has commenced, and we've also cleared out the routes for the pipeline.
Also addressing the residents was Nikolai Bogart, the consultant on the project, who explained the benefits of undertaking these upgrades.
We are increasing the capacity of the water production up to 50 to 100%, and the entire system, which is now is intended to actually help the WASCO to provide better service and supply water to the community and maintain the system in much sustainable manner. For that reason, we are constructing a new intake with a gravity line to the pump station, the new pump station, the pumping main to the water treatment plant site, and also including all the facilities at the plant, including for the treatment that necessary for the treatment, including the laboratory and all the necessary facilities for the operating staff. So this project is highly valuable and is going to benefit to the people of Monrepo a lot, for them to have enough supply of water in near future, and also for the future expansion of the area and the community. So it will benefit them in a way that they will probably not have any more issues with water supply.
The project, valued at US $2.1 million and financed through a combination of Government of St. Lucia funds and the CARICOM Development Fund loan, includes the construction of a raw water intake, associated pipelines, a pump station, and a climate-resilient packaged treatment plant. With reference points for the intake established, the area has been cleared to prepare for the upcoming construction phase, and procurement of the necessary pipelines is in progress. The CARICOM Development Fund has recently approved the US $700,000 in additional financing, ensuring the project can continue without interruption. In the coming months, residents of Monrepo can expect to see increased activity at the site as work on the intake and associated infrastructure continues, bringing patients closer to a more reliable and efficient water supply system. This initiative forms part of WASCO's broader commitment to modernizing St. Lucia's aging water treatment and distribution systems, which have long struggled to meet growing demand. By investing in resilient infrastructure and sustainable solutions, WASCO continues to advance its mission of delivering reliable and consistent water services to communities across the island.
And with that, we wrap up this edition of St. Lucia Magazine. A heartfelt thank you to everyone who contributed to this production: the National Television Network, the GIS team, and the communication officers across various government ministries. Thank you for watching on NTN Channel 122 and for following on the official social media platforms of the Government of St. Lucia. I am Kishma Seri. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged as we continue tracking St. Lucia's progress.